Guys, feast your eyes on the class of 1980 Kawasaki Kdx400 big board air-cooled two-stroke. This is the top of the line Kawasaki Enduro model. One of our good friends from Ohio bought a collection of 25 bikes from him, and he had done a frame-up restoration on this. Everything was done, completely dismantled it down to the engine cases and went through everything. Millennium Tech just did this the cylinder for us on it. He didn't bore it, and we wanted to make it perfect, so we had him send it out to Millennium Tech, and they did a new Nicosil liner on the cylinder, new piston rings, top end gaskets. So we took it to the finish line. We put a couple grand into it on top of what he had done, and she's ready to roll. Come on inside, I'll tell you all about it. Guys, feast your eyes on this super rare piece, Kawasaki Kdx400. Really, really rare twin shock, air-cooled, aluminum swing arm, big bore, off-road beast here that fit nicely in the KDX lineup. They had the 80, the 175, the 200, the 250, and the 400. This was the Mac Daddy, the big bore, the top of the line. The bike's 46 years old, and most enduro bikes in this era are long been to the junkyard. This was part of the Kevin Pearl collection. He had a collection of really nice restored classic two-stroke bikes, and he had done a full frame-off restoration on it. We bought it as part of the collection. He did explain that he couldn't get the swing arm bearings for it. They weren't available online, so he needed the swing arm bearings, and he actually gave us the rear wheel bearings. So I have the rear wheel bearings. We didn't install them yet, but so it needs swing arm bearings and wheel bearings. The other thing that he did say, he didn't rebuild the motor. He just did a cosmetic restoration. So when we got it, the compression was low. It was like 100 PSI, so that wouldn't cut it. So we took the cylinder off, sent it to Millennium Tech, and had it replated, replaced the piston, rings, base gasket, head gasket, decarbonized the cylinder, rebuilt the carburetor, new air filter, restored the exhaust while it was off. Again, he had done it, but it was the wrong paint sheen, so we repainted it. Repainted both engine side covers, both the right and left, and redid the engine to get it where it is now, which is perfect and runs perfect. But it's the difference between, when we do a frame off, we basically go through everything on it. He was doing it at home, his hobby thing. So we bought the whole collection. He actually came here, flew from Ohio, and helped us unload the trailer and gave us a narration. If you want to check that video out, you see what it looked like when it rolled off the truck. It looked just like this, but we had to do a complete top end rebuild. And Millennium's not cheap. It was $400 to get the cylinder plated. We also repainted the fork lowers, gave it a full rotisserie detail. Like I mentioned, while the engine was apart, we repainted everything to bring it up to the next level. Kevin had already, he was a painter, so he had taken this right down to the frame, repainted the entire frame, cleaned all the components, so it looked pretty clean. Couple of things weren't up to our standard, the engine case covers, the forks, and the exhaust, so we redid all that. He had already replaced the front fender, the headlight, he had cosmetically restored the tank to the best of his ability, put new graphics on it, brand new seat cover, brand new rear fender, brand new side number plates, and also put a new set of Michelin tires on it. So you can see the sum total ride time is, it's got maybe 10 miles, mostly on the street. Probably four of them were done by us here at Test and Tune after we rebuilt the engine. Those are the original shocks. They've been cosmetically restored, but they were leaking oil, so they're not perfect, but they're original, super rare. So I just want to disclose that it does need swing arm bearings, and the shocks, if you're going to race it, replace them with a nice set of Race Tech shocks. It'll be golden. All the heavy lifting's been done. Engine's been rebuilt. The clutch is good. Carburetor, airbox intake, everything's tight as a tiger on this, and she looks stunning. As close to new as we could possibly get it without being completely upside down on the bike. We didn't have to put that much labor in it. Kevin did most of the heavy lifting. I would assume it was about 50 hours labor to dismantle it to the frame and redo everything on the bike, which is at shop rates $7,500 at $150 an hour. He did it as a labor of love, so that cost wasn't added to the bike. But we did put a genuine 15 hours of labor into it between detailing, painting, cleaning, and rebuilding the engine, and a couple of things we did to it. So brand new cylinder service, Millennium Tech, new gasket set, new headlight bulb, NOS headlight bulb, new taillight bulb, new float needle in seat for the carburetor, new fuel lines, new vent hose, new 80-weight gear oil, new counter shaft sprocket, and new shifter seals, because those were leaking too. So we tighten that up. New rear brake drum. We had to replace the rear brake drum. The original was defective or something was broken out, I don't remember. New brake bushings, and we did buy the rear wheel bearings. We have the rear wheel bearings. They're coming with the bike, so when you do the swing arm bearings, you can put those. It's rideable the way it is. We just wanted to disclose that pretty much any antique bike from this era is going to need that. We did put the new gold chain on it, so our total investment was $675 in parts, plus $2250 in labor, so $2,925 to bring it to the next level from an already restored bike. That's why you got to be careful when you buy bikes that get Meekum or somewhere from someplace and they look great. You know, this bike looked just like this, and we got a $3,000 work order to make it rideable. You know, so you never know what you're getting unless if you buy it from the Kaplan family. And when I say it is what it is, you're damn well sure it is exactly what it says it is, or you know, I stand behind everything we sell. If there's a problem with a bike we sell, you call us, and Junior and I will take care of you. Everything we sell is exactly what we say it is. It makes me crazy when I see, you know, people. I have friends that have bought bikes at Meekum and other auctions and got screwed completely. You know, buying factory works bikes for $30,000 that end up being modern replicas that don't even run, that need $3,500 worth of work before they can run. And you know, that was the Hallman HL 540 my buddy paid 30 grand for, but and got screwed on that deal. But yeah, when you buy from a private seller, there is no recourse. If you buy from auction, bring a trailer, eBay, pretty much everywhere. There's nobody standing behind it. You know, just take it, and you know, if it doesn't work out, right in the wallet. You know, too bad. But when we say something is what it is, look at our Google reviews, look at our eBay reviews. We're family owned and operated. We love this stuff. It's a labor of love. Every bike that we get through here, we do the best we possibly can, and try not, without becoming upside down. In other words, putting 10 grand into a $5,000 bike. So we try to keep it reasonable. But this will be priced reasonably. We did ship it from Ohio, and we paid up for it with Kevin, and then we put another $2,900 into it. So it's super ultra rare piece. You probably won't see another KDX400 online today anywhere in the world for sale. You can check, but you probably won't find another one. Why? Because, well, there's really not a lot of there aren't any shops out there that do it to the level we do it. There's a couple mom and pop shops where there's one or two people working there, but you know, sprinkled throughout the country. But we're obsessed with this. We got a big team. Massive facility. We own the New England Motorcycle Museum. We have a lot of friends in the industry, so we get offered collections like the one this bike came from. So if you're looking to sell a collection of bikes, I'm here at Huckleberry. I love going through these. Nothing better than working on these classic two-strokes and getting them dialed in for the next family to own. Thanks for watching. God bless America.